Hi, I'm Mitch Shoemaker, and today is day 83 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on today. So, yay, I made it to day 83. Um, Not really my day. I had a good day. I have to be honest, I had a good day, but it was not at all what I wanted to do. Again, I was kind of writing in my journal this morning and thinking, I don't know if this is like a test or if this just is me being more aware of how often things in my day and my life don't go the way that I anticipate they're going to go. And it still turns out okay. And I'm still okay regardless of what happens. I mean, I do have choices. I have choices to not do things that I feel prompted or inspired to do, and I have I have choices to do them. It's not like I don't have choices throughout the day as to what I'm going to do or how I'm going to respond to things, but I'm learning to respond to things a little bit differently. I'm learning to just accept things the way they are, even if, I don't necessarily like them. I know my hair is all messed up. I'm just being lazy. I don't want to take it out right now because I need to take a shower. And anyway, I should explain my day before I start doing all of this. I'm all over the place. I apologize. Anyway, I think I'm in the process of accepting things, and as I'm accepting and being okay with whatever today holds, that I'm just more aware of all of the things that don't go the way that I want them to, but also that doesn't bother me that it doesn't go the way that I want it to, because I have a tendency to get bothered, to get upset, to fret over things I have no control over, like which room I'm teaching my Sunday school class in, like it matters. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter. Or how my day goes, as long as things get done whatever time of day, it doesn't matter. So all of these things are kind of like sinking in, and I think just I'm being made more aware of my responses, my option to choose to listen. And I don't always choose to listen, but because there were things I didn't want to do today, and I didn't. They still need to be done, so they get to move on. Feels like it's tomorrow, and I'm doing this video for yesterday because I fell asleep yesterday, and I slept for a really, 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 really long time, which was really nice, but really unexpected. So, so I'm kind of starting my day really early, so I will probably go to bed really early. My hours are all funky now. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I ignored the thought, the impression, the prompting, probably from the Holy Ghost or from God telling me that I needed to journal yesterday afternoon, which I thought was silly. And it would have led to my doing my YouTube video and all of that stuff to get ready for bed. And I was like, why would I get ready for bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? That's silly. And then I fell asleep on my couch and woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, and not that I slept straight through that whole time. If I'm perfectly honest, I woke up several times during the night just because I was in an uncomfortable position. So I would like wake up and stretch and just kind of move to something that felt a little bit more comfortable, and then I would fall right back asleep. But I did not get off my couch from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, maybe I should have listened to that prompting. But now I'm awake. So there's no, kind of feel like, there's no point in really going back to sleep right now, especially since I have my appointment with my chiropractor at 9. So I'm kind of starting day 84 and I'm sharing about day 83. So I'm just kind of like, that's not really how I anticipated it going. So right now I just kind of feel like I'm ready to just jump in the shower and put on some clean clothes because I slept in these. And so my hair is all slept in and funky, and I'm ready to just start my day. But I don't want to start my new day until I end my yesterday, and this is how I end my day. So I'm kind of like ending and beginning at the same time. So I apologize if I'm a little all over the place. Like I said, I did not anticipate sleeping for that long. It's very interesting to me because I did get up. I only got like 3 hours of sleep, 3 or 4 hours of sleep yesterday. And then I tried to go back to sleep, and it didn't work. And then I got up, and then by the time I felt like I could go back to sleep in the afternoon to take a nap, I knew that I had company coming over and I had plans for the afternoon. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going back to sleep. So I stayed up and I just watched TV because I was too tired to do anything else. And then, of course, I turned everything off when visitors came. The Sisters from my Relief Society came over, and they brought me some muffins. So yummy. Homemade muffins. They tasted like they were banana with chocolate chips in them. Tons of chocolate chips in them. It was awesome. So yummy. And then I went and visited my vision board friend, and she helped me come up with some new quotes to put on my vision board. And I was going to bring them over here to show you, and I forgot. So I don't remember what they are off the top of my head either. I think one of them has something to do that our failures do not have to define us, they can refine us. And that was something Elder Uchtdorf said in conference, and then President Eyring said something in conference that I really liked too, and I can't remember what it is. So I made little quotes for those to put on my vision board, and I still haven't cut them out and put them on my board because I didn't take it with me when I went over there because I drove over there. I usually walk over there because she lives right down the street, but I'm just sore, and putting any weight on my left leg right now, even this morning, is just very painful. So I'm really looking forward to that chiropractic appointment this morning, hoping they can make some adjustments so I won't be in quite as much pain. But it is going to take a while for that nasty rug burn on my shin to heal. That I know it will. But the rest of it, I was like, I just don't want it to keep hurting. So I just feeling stiff and sore, and but I'm okay. I am okay. And I really did appreciate the visit, the sisters coming and bringing me stuff. It was really nice. And then going and visiting with my vision board friend, and then talking about some of the grief stuff, because I have a Al-Anon book, something about our losses, grieving our losses, finding hope, whatever. I think I've shared it on here before. And again, it's not by my phone, so I can't just grab it and show it to you, and I'm not going to get up and carry my phone around to show you people things. So that would require standing up on my leg, which it does not like me to do. It doesn't really like me sitting either. It feels fine most of the time when it's elevated, but the rest of the time it just hates me. So hopefully today will fix that. Really hoping today will fix that, because my shoulder started hurting last night, this morning, and I just can't find a comfortable position to be in without my shoulder hurting. And I was like, I knew I hurt my shoulder Sunday, but it's taken it 3 days to decide that it wants to really hurt, which is annoying. So again, but I mean, it's life. It's what happens when you get injured. You have to deal with whatever. And I know I have some cold compresses. I have some heat packs. I have things that I can put on it. I have things that I can do. And I am going to see someone that can help adjust me and align me and help maybe put things where they're supposed to be so they heal properly, which is always a good thing. And doing that grieving book, I read a little section, and it was like recurring losses or something, but it made me feel like I was sharing with my friend. It made me feel kind of comforted and at peace, because it was just a reminder that losses do come up at different times, and it is by the grace of God. It's a tender mercy of His to allow us to grieve when we're ready, to deal with certain things when we're ready, so it doesn't all come up at once, because sometimes we can't handle it all at once. So we get what we can handle when we can handle it. And it's also, I think, kind of like muscles too. When you don't use them, you kind of lose the ability, and as you use them more, you build up that strength in that muscle, and you can handle more. So and sometimes you just learn things on a deeper level. And for me, it was just a nice reminder that when I stop being afraid of my feelings and I let go of the hurtful and painful ones, it makes room for me to feel the joyous ones. It makes room for me to remember fondly people that I've lost in the past, like my grandparents, and remember the happy memories, and to realize that there was a lot of good things that happened in my life that got overshadowed by all of the hurt and the pain, because that's what I focused on. That's all I ever heard. So that's what I saw. That's what I looked for. And I don't look for that anymore. There's enough of that. I don't need to look for it. It comes up all by itself. I don't need to make it. Seriously, I don't. I much prefer to look for the happy things and the joyful things. And they're there. They're just as abundant, if not more so, than the sad and miserable things. And they're so much lighter. They don't weigh as much as the sad and miserable things do. So it's just a process of adjusting and getting used to changing my perspective, to changing what I focus on. And I was sharing some of that, and my friend was telling me that I seem so much happier, more positive in my videos now. I've been making these changes, and the fruits of my labors are coming through. The changes are happening. And she's like, it's like you're truly just starting over. And I'm like, hey, I'm starting over. And then I was thinking today, I was like, I'm not. I was thinking like maybe I hit a reset button or something in my brain. I'm like, nah, because if I reset, I'd go back to all of my default settings that I don't like. But I think I'm changing those default settings. They're being changed to something different. So my responses are more positive now. I have more motivation, more desire to do things. I keep waking up thinking about my book that I need to do. I just, again, it's that reminder that I need to face those feelings and those emotions and share that. And it's not, I mean, it's still hard. It's not comfortable to have to share all of that, but it's healing. It's very healing, and it opens things up and it eliminates secrets. And there's a saying in my Essanon 12-step meeting that you're only as sick as your secrets. So the things that you hold on to, the things that you think are too embarrassing to share or too humiliating, or that you would get beat or abused or whatever, or they're keeping you back. They're holding you down from enjoying things. But you also have to be careful who you share them with because it is not good to share with unhealthy people or people that would or that have abused you. So you have to find people you can trust. And as you build that trust with them, you can share more and more. And the more things you let go of, the more things you turn over to God, the less they fester inside like poison. And they can be let go. They can be free. And it's so much lighter to do that. And I feel like I've been letting go, or just a lot of things have just been sloughing off of me. Maybe like a caterpillar that's been going through a change, and I'm kind of starting to pop out of my cocoon and I'm turning into a butterfly. I'm been in that transitional state. And so I think some of that light's coming through, and I'm starting to get to where I'm like, oh, maybe I could start breaking out of my cocoon and I will be a pretty butterfly instead of, the caterpillar that I was. So I think it's just those changes, and it's working, it's shining through. And I've noticed a difference in myself and my attitude and my motivation and my desires to do things. And I just want to be happier. I just want to be healthier. I want to rebuild my strength and have more energy. But also the reality is that I know I was out of shape and overweight before. So I was tired all the time before. I didn't have a lot of energy. And then I got sick, and that totally zapped me of my energy. So like the past two and a half months or whatever, I haven't done a whole lot of things. So whatever little muscle tone I had probably like atrophied a lot of that. So it is going to take time for me to regain some of that strength, do exercises to build that up, to actually be a little bit healthier physically, because actually I want to be healthier than I was before I got sick. I want to lose the extra weight. I want to not feel winded all the time. I want to be in better shape, but it is going to require me to continue to eat healthier, to continue to eat regularly, which I have a tendency not to do, and to start implementing some form of exercise. And right now my main form of exercise is my little exercise ball that I sit on and roll around in while I make my video. And I was talking to my vision board about, vision board friend, not my vision board. I don't really talk to that. I could. It's an inanimate object. It won't talk back, but hasn't stopped me from talking to inanimate objects before. So anyway, and yes, another side of my crazy. Anyway, walking, it's getting too hot to be walking, but it doesn't mean I have exercise videos and I have my exercise balls. So I have things that I could do, little exercises that I could do on my own until it's cool enough to start walking with my friend again, or my friend could come over and we could do little exercises together. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I gotta get my leg better first, because I'm not gonna be hefting stuff and doing a whole lot of anything right now. But I know that as I've gone through this process of helping my emotional state to heal, my perspective, my attitude to change, to be more spiritually aware of things, that I can do the same with my physical body, that I can work on rebuilding those muscles and getting to the point where it's easy to be active for 16 hours a day instead of like 4 to 6 hours a day. Because right now I feel like I have energy for about 4 to 6 hours a day. And if I break it up, I can do like, maybe 8 hours, but it has to be broken up. But I think I'm usually only awake for like 8 to 10 hours and I'm kind of done. At 12, I'm like, that's beyond me. So, which, which is half of a 24-hour day. So I would like to be closer to, the 16 hours, 15 hours, I don't know, 14, 15 hours a day. But even if I got to that point, it would probably still be, broken up, dispersed, taking some little breaks and resting in between. But it takes time to build that up. So I just need to allow myself the time to do that and continue to increase my productivity as it gets comfortable and easy to do. Then I'm like, oh, then I could do a little bit more. I could do a little bit more. So I think because I got some sleep last night, I still feel a little bit tired, but I'm giving up on that. I still think I'm going to try to, start my day today and maybe go to work for a couple of hours this morning, and maybe I'll come home and take a nap this afternoon. I hope I don't sleep all night again because that was weird. Or maybe I'll just stay up all day and go to bed really early. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for today. But it's interesting to me that I came home from my friend's house, and as I was coming in the house and setting my things down, that I had this distinct impression and thought in my head that I just need to rest today. And I was like, yeah, that's nice, but I really need to go to work, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And then I sat down on my couch, and I ate my little muffins and some pears for my lunch, and I had the TV going, and I fell asleep. I didn't get up until 3 o'clock in the morning. So I am aware, I don't always follow through, but I am aware when I have those little promptings that I just need to rest today, or I need to write in my journal at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that those are promptings from the Holy Ghost. Those are things that God wants me to do, that he's telling me. And I have the choice whether or not I listen. And honestly, most of my life I have heard those little thoughts and promptings in my head, and sometimes they're very repetitious and annoying, and I'll just be like, okay, fine, and I'll just get up and do it, very angrily, but I'll do it. At other times, I'm just like, okay, that's just weird. I don't feel comfortable doing that, and I feel guilty for having not done it later. So then I carry around all this guilt for ignoring those thoughts, and sometimes I just flat out choose to ignore them. I'm like, yeah, that's a nice idea. It ain't going to happen today. And other times I'm just like, okay, whatever, and I'll do it. Like it's no big deal. So, but I would like to do better at listening to that still small voice and saying, okay, it's telling me I need to do this, and I need to do better at following through when it says to do that, because I need to rest today. I'm like, okay, well, I laid down, put my foot up, my legs up to rest. Well, I got something to eat, and I figured I'll just get a rest for a little bit, and then I'll go to work. Try not to take a nap because it's too late in the day. And then I had that thought, like, oh, you should write in your journal. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to write in my journal. Should have wrote in my journal. So anyway, I did write in my journal this morning because I didn't want to, not that I don't want to skip a day, I just wanted to write about my day. And also, I didn't really want to skip a day because skipping a day gives me permission to continue to skip days, and then I get out of the habit of doing it, and I don't like that. And I feel like this past week I've been really good at writing in my journal, and I've been really good at reading my scriptures and meditationals, and that's really boosted me emotionally, spiritually. It's really motivated me to want to do more things, doing that combination of things. And I know those things work. I just don't always do them. And sometimes it doesn't always feel like they work because I'm stuck in something or other. So, but I am grateful to see that these things are working, that I'm shifting the way that I'm thinking and doing things, and that somehow God is healing me, because I still don't have my DDR prime that helps me with my depression and my anxiety, and somehow I'm still able to function and actually be happy. And so not saying that I don't need it or wouldn't like it, because it would probably help boost things a little bit more too if I had it, but it just helps remind me, shows me that God is a God of miracles, and that he is helping to heal my depression, changing my state of mind by focusing on positive things and shifting that. And so and doing those things is letting some of that depression slough away, that and accepting my day as it is, instead of getting upset or disappointed when things don't go the way that they're supposed to. Like, I'm just laughing at myself today. I'm like, well, I guess I should have listened and done this at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, even though it seemed ridiculous to do it that early. you know, but now I can see the point in that. But I'm not beating myself up for it. I'm choosing to just do it before I start my day today, and we'll see how today goes. But I'm not giving in to that disappointment. I'm not giving in to that depression. I'm not berating myself. I don't feel guilty or horrible for doing that. I made a choice, and I was like, oh no, even if I fall asleep, it's only going to be for a couple of hours, because that's been my pattern, and it's not comfortable to sleep on my couch for hours and hours and hours and hours. So sorry, my foot. I've been rolling around too much. It's fun to roll around on my ball, but oh, okay. I don't balance well. Ow, that's not working either, because that hurts my shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna have to end this video. Try to finish my thought if I can remember what it was. But I'm not indulging or even thinking about being depressed or discouraged or disappointed. Maybe a little bit when I got up this morning, like at 3. Honestly, I just played some games on my phone, because I'm like, I'm not sure I want to wake up, and I still need to do all of my stuff to start my day. But as soon as I wrote in my journal, I'm like, I knew I was awake, and I'm ready to start my day. I'm ready to take a shower and put on some clean clothes and read my scriptures and meditationals and see what today holds for me. Like, I'm excited to see what today holds for me, instead of like, oh, great, it's another day. So I love that my attitude is changing, that those default settings are being replaced with something better, something lighter, something happier, that the old stuff is sloughing away, that I'm coming out of my little cocoon as a butterfly instead of being a caterpillar. But it's going to take some time for my wings to dry. It's going to take some time for me to get comfortable flying and soaring and all of the things that come with being a butterfly, instead of inching and crawling around as a caterpillar. So I didn't realize I was going through that kind of formation and that change, but it's just that reminder that God can change hearts. He can change lives. It does work, and we can work through it with His help. And it's been an amazing transition. And I know I'm still in the transitional stage, but I feel like I'm starting to emerge on the other side. There's a lot more hope in my life. There's a lot more things that I'm looking forward to in the day, and not feeling so despondent, not feeling like my day is ruined because I didn't do certain things. Not I still have those tendencies. I'm not going to say they all just disappear, but they're not as strong, and they don't have as much power or control over me, because I am learning that I have choices. I can let those things go. I can be like, okay, I chose not to do that today, and that was my choice. And then I just have to accept that that was my choice and move on. And some days I choose to do a little better than others. So, and it's all, I think, for me, part of the process of finding a balance and deciding what I really want in my life and what really works. And just grateful that I can see very clearly my choices and the consequences of my choices. So if I don't like the consequences, then I need to change my choices. I need to change my actions. But I still have the choice, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for today. And I'm going to end this video so I can put my foot up before it kills me. Anyway, I do apologize. I'm trying not to dwell so much on the hurt and the pain and the other things, because they're there. They're always part of life, but that's not what my focus has to be on, and they're not the only things in life. And I have the choice to let those things take over and prevent me from being happy and finding the joy in my life, or I have the choice to find the positive things, the things to be grateful for, and to find the joy in my life, because it's always there. But sadly, it can be easily overshadowed by the hurt, the pain, by the old stuff. And I'm learning to let go of that and to not let that take over, which is good, because I want to be like that. I want to be more like my Annie Jean when she broke her hip and had cancer in the hospital, and everybody comes to see her. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? And it's like, dude, you're in the hospital. My biological mom would have told you every single one of her ailments, what was wrong with her, what new medication she was on, what pain she was in, how she couldn't focus, all the side effects. I mean, you let that woman talk and it would be all about all the horrible things that were going wrong with her body. And I was like, I don't want to be that. I want to be more like my Annie Jean, and I think I'm moving towards that. So I'm grateful for that too. And I'm awake, so I can ramble forever today. So I'm gonna make myself stop so I can get some other things done, and so I can put my foot up. Um, anyway, so that's all I have for today, or that's all I'm going to share for today. So if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and maybe do some writing.